Hello, welcome everyone. It's Tony Calamano again here with at NSI Fieldhouse. I'm here with Kyle Marks. We got Greg Kegel, and we have our local talent here, Glenn Johnson. He was a Land O'Lakes product. Played some college soccer and little other European soccer tour that he was as well. He participated in, and we just wanted to just have a little Q&A with him, just to kind of get his experience, what it took to get to the next level, to stay there, and the drive that you need to play at all these levels as you continue to grow into being a young adult. So I'll let him get the platform now, and thank you again, Glenn, for coming over.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Really honored to be here and around an amazing group of guys. So, just happy to be here. Love to help anybody else that's coming up. Yeah.
Yep.
It's it.
So he had a little bit different experience because he was at Land O'Lakes for maybe a year. Then he went to a boarding school in Minnesota and had to go and play some talent that he never was exposed to before, just playing here locally in the U.S. So was there for a year and then kind of came back and came to Land O'Lakes and started playing some more club ball. And what was that experience like, getting recruited from high school to come to a boarding school just to kind of like an IMG academy?
It was a very competitive process. Like, I think the recruitment process, believe it or not, they actually look for a lot about the person outside of the field. So there was actually a lot of interviews I had to do with like different coaches and deans, and it was kind of like college. Like, you went on a tour, you went on a visit, you train with the guys. They kind of assess how you are with the team, and then they make a decision. And you might not know it at the time, but you might be one out of 100 recruits. So you think that you're special, but there's always someone that wants it more than you, and you got to get a little bit lucky to be at the right time, right place to fit the roster. But yeah, I was really blessed to be in that opportunity, and it was an amazing opportunity. It was one of the most humbling experiences. I was like the first time not the best player on the team, and was actually one of the worst players on the team. And I remember being very mad and wanting it a lot, and that grew a lot of grit in me, and eventually found a roster, but came back home to Florida for another academy here, and did pretty well after that. But that was definitely a huge growing experience for me, and definitely made me aware that I'm not as good as I think I am. So it's important to have that.
How'd you respond? I mean, what did you do, when you realized that, you kind of got two options. You don't cry about it or what?
You wake up earlier, you show up earlier, you stay later, you figure out what you need to do to get on that roster. And I'm glad you asked that, because there was a lot of players that actually didn't last that long when they weren't on that team. But you got to make a choice.
The coach's fault.
You blame someone else. Accountability is huge, no matter what level you are, what sport you play.
They don't know what they're talking about.
Accountability. You got to look in the mirror every day and be brutally honest with yourself and what you need to work on. And then once you know, it's easy to just show up and put in the work. But you got to hold yourself accountable, and you got to just want it every day. And you got to be definitely honest that someone else out there wants it more than you. And at this moment in time, you might not be the best player, but give yourself 3-4 months, give yourself 6 months, a year, and with work, you can get there, and it will happen. But you got to put in the work every day.
And part of that, what was your support system like?
I had a great mom and dad. I had a great support mom and dad. The team itself, like, we're on a team, but we're all competing together. So no one on your team wants to see you do well, because, like, you're taking their roster. So you're by yourself in the dark, in the dungeons, if they call it. And luckily, like, at the program I was at, there was a lot of coaches that invest a lot in you. So if you're willing to wake up earlier, like, they'll show up with you. They'll kick balls with you. They'll do whatever you want, but you gotta go at it and get it.
You gotta do it yourself.
You gotta do it yourself. And
you have to find a place like an NSI.
You might not have support at all. It might be by yourself.
Right. But I mean, like, how many times did you find yourself, throwing a ball or kicking a ball against a wall?
Countless nights.
It was, basically in a closet somewhere. Right?
Countless nights.
So you didn't have a facility that was, beautiful as this. And,
not at all. When I got back to Florida, I had a couple of private trainers and coaches that definitely took the time out of their day to want to be as great as I did, and it's so rare to have. So, like, just this group of guys right now is not common. I promise you, it's not common. And fully take advantage of your resources, because it will make a difference in your game, 100%.
One thing that's worth noting, though, is that a lot of the guys that that are younger, they're middle school, high school, and they seem like they want to have that ability to play at the next level. One thing I like to always ask Glenn, how was it? What was it like? What was that experience like? I was a good athlete in high school. I didn't have the opportunity to play college sports, but having to hear, Greg played college ball, but hearing it from the soccer side, it's pretty much the same thing. You're grinding at what time in the morning you're getting up?
4:30, 5 a.m. before school. Everyone goes to school, like a high school. Like you might start 7:30 to 3 p.m., but I was up at like 5:30 with either a run or a quick training, or it's nonstop. Yeah, you got to put in a lot more work than your average human being, and you should be comfortable with that. You should be comfortable being alone a lot of the times, and most of my friends weren't doing that. So it's a lonely journey to the top, but everybody has a similar story. Like, and then at a higher level, you have more people that do that, and actually at a higher level, it gets a little bit easier because more people are wanting it more.
Peer pressure is a real thing. People are going to tell you not to do it, and it's not cool to do it because they're not doing it, and so they don't want to be outdone.
Yeah.
Really, a lot of people, I love that.
You're crazy.
Journey. Yeah, it's like success and the feeling of success is a personal journey, 100%.
I've heard a lot of different friends of mine that have gone beyond college to even semi-pro and whatnot. And, success can be lonely.
Yeah,
it's very, very
lonely. It can be a very lonely place.
Yes,
it is. Good. There's always a level to get better at. Like no matter where you are, there's always another level to reach. So that grind never stops. And you can only get so much from a team training. And if you know that you need to get better at certain things individually about your game, like I had a speed coach, I had a personal coach to help me with shooting, help me with dribbling. Like I noticed that there was little things about my game that could make a huge difference in a small margin, and you're not going to get that from a team training. So like it's almost expected if you want to be at a higher level that you got to put it in by yourself or find coach or people that are willing to help you get there. But the coach on the team isn't going to do that for you. And
that's right.
That's not their job to do that for you. To be quite honest with you.
You hit the nail on the head. You said team training. That's for the team. That's so the team knows what to do as a whole.
That's right. That's right.
How you become a better part of that team
is
you take care of the individual work.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Right. And to kind of piggyback off that, that's what we're here at the NSI Fieldhouse to do. You got Kyle for hitting coach, you got Greg for the pitching coach, and myself for just individual training for the Twitch class. I mean, that class just started yesterday, and it's going really well. We're accessible, we're affordable, we're here for you. Take advantage of it. We're the local training boutique here in Land O'Lakes, and
we're going to run almost a thrower, throw with the pro.
Throw with the pro.
That's really kind of it's timing, mobility, and strength, but it's going to be some twitch. It's going to have some very much of a concept of utilizing proper fast switch movements and your body. I won't get too deep into the class, but there's some very specific things that everybody has to do to throw the ball well. But how you get to those things, everybody's different. So the most important thing is to understand where you're supposed to be at certain times, and then you work on it. When I promise you that nothing better than that light bulb feeling when you throw the ball efficiently, as good as your body should throw.
Absolutely.
And rhythm. There's nothing better.
Like swinging a bat, kicking a a ball. When you caught it clean.
Catch it.
What we're trying to create here is mechanical energy. All sport is energy. You're playing football, it's energy. You're trying to create energy. Soccer, create energy. Bursts of speeds. Baseball, bursts of speed, swinging the bat to the zone. Pitching, creating energy to compete. And that's what we want to be here for, to offer our local community. Again, I'm located in Land O'Lakes. We're close to most of these kids that are coming here today are from Wesley Chapel. We got the Trinity, the back road to get here. This is 15, 20 minutes. You're at a facility you're going to get better at if you want to be here and put the time in and the effort at the NSI Fieldhouse. Again, my number is 813-786-1481. Kyle's going to leave his number on the video as well as Greg's number. Greg's class is starting June 4th, 5:30. It's an hour and 15 minutes at $20 per session. If you can't make this session, he's doing it every Tuesday night. He's going to try to run this through the summer. Most of the classes are going to be here, and then we're also going to move over to a field to do another segment that he's going to do for long toss. But thanks again for allowing us to come and go over the NSI Fieldhouse, and we'll look forward to hearing from you folks soon. Thank you all again.
Thanks,
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
Thanks again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Of course.